My strongest memory of Silvermine is Roger Prince's first year design class, where he asked us to make the perfect cardboard cube. And we all thought this was way too simple for us. And we came back after lunch with what we thought were cardboard cubes, and he measured them, and if they weren't actually a cube, he crushed them right there. And that was sort of the beginning. And eventually I ended up as a furniture maker. I taught with Roger after graduate school, and made sculpture, sold sculpture through the 80s, but eventually turned to furniture. And my furniture now incorporates a lot of what I was doing with my sculpture, but it's functional, and I'm finding a better audience for it.
I have a horse and I just got it. You ride too?
No, but I am from Texas. I once did. No, I ride I-95 to my teaching job. I actually went to Silvermine after a disastrous first college experience at Pratt Institute. And Pratt Institute was, according to Bob Gray, who was the head of Silvermine, who I adored, Pratt was the bastardization of the Bauhaus in its implantation into American art education culture. And I didn't really understand that. I knew I hated Pratt, but it took Bob Gray having me read the giant white book on the Bauhaus to understand what it was I didn't like about it, the way they disassembled everything and never put it back together. So he was a kind of miraculous educator for me. And I had Tony D'Amelio and Al Shundi and Murray Zimmerles and John Cohen, and all those people were really amazing teachers. And that's probably part of why I teach now. I teach at Rhode Island School of Design. I'll be head of the painting department starting next fall again, a job I could pass on. I love teaching, but the administrative part I could pass on. But I've been painting ever since. Going to France with the Silvermine program with Murray and Al was incredible, changed my life. I take a lot of students to Europe. I live in New York City and I have a house up in the country. Always wanted to have a place in New York State, out in the landscape, and love it. It's really great Stuart put this together. I haven't seen most of these people in 30 years, I guess it must be.
I'm over there. I'm next to you. Stuart was saying he was going to put Holly and I together and you in the middle.
And the last time I saw you, we were in an exhibit in New York City together.
I loved being at Silvermine. It was my first art school, and I wasn't sure if I was an artist at the time. And people were so deeply devoted, it actually changed my life. And afterwards, I went to Cooper Union and Pratt Graduate School. And art has been the backbone and the core of my life.
Silvermine, I started going there as a student in 1963, and I went there for 3 years. I was assisting in drawing and in painting and in ceramics for town of Calpe. I stayed there 3 years. First 2 years you get an AFA, then the third year it was sort of extra. I just kind of hung around. Subsequently, I went to Italy to study in Milan at the Academy of Brera. I went to Paris to study at the Beaux-Arts. Then I came back to the States and went to Yale University for my master's degree. And I was there from 67 until 69 at Yale. But while I was at Yale, I started teaching at Silvermine. So Chet Augustine, me, and this guy named Tony D'Amelio were the only three who were both students and faculty at Silvermine. And I stayed at Silvermine until it closed. And subsequently, the year after, I took a number of students, like 30 students, to France in a school that Murray Zimmerles and I started. Murray Zimmerles was also a teacher at Silvermine, and he's one of my best friends now. And so we opened up a school in Provence, where Holly Hughes, was a student there. And the school was called the Silvermine Lacoste School of Art. So Silvermine sort of migrated to Lacoste, which is this tiny little village with the Chateau de Marquis de Sade up on top. And we had this crazy school there for a year. And the students did a tremendous amount of work. It was an incredible experience. And then after I came back, I I started teaching SUNY Purchase, University of Bridgeport. I started my own school in Santa Fe, New Mexico for 6 years. I did a lot of traveling around the world, and it's all bullshit, according to
Everything he's telling you is not true.
Right. On the other hand, my friend Chet here, whatever he says is either half or twice as much. So we're even in that sense.
I'm a blacksmith first, and an artist second, I guess. I have dealt with metal for 40 years, and kind of got turned on to it before I went to Silvermine, but Roger Prince was formative, so was Connell Carlton. I don't know, I just like playing with metal. I mean, I really don't have a whole lot more to say.
The lady who did that painting there, she dumped me when I was 19 and went off to Silvermine Art School. I didn't hear from her for 30 years, and now she's dragging me here to come to the show where she's putting up a painting. So that's how I got here. Terrific woman, great painting. I think it's wonderful that these people come back together and hook up and see what they're doing with their lives and their work. You dumped me and went off to art school.
But I never forgot him.
You're so full of it.
You're right. I am full of it. No, he was my first love and my last love. And now he's going to throw up.
This guy, I haven't seen him for a long time. Yeah, and I would have loved to have seen Peter, but he's dead. So if he showed up, that would have been
like
pretty
to have seen him too.
Right, so we're both looking forward to seeing Peter here.
I don't care if he's dead.
So, yeah.
I want to see him anyway. I got a thing or two yet to say to him.
Oh, you do? Well, we'll continue the conversation, I'm very grateful for the experience that we all had, that I had at Silvermine. It began the career. So, and seeing everybody else here and the amazing differences and quality and depth of the work that's here in this room is I think, an amazing, vindication, I guess, or an amazing homage, to the instructors and the teachers and the type of classes, the kind of instruction that we got at Silvermine during that period of time.
I want to thank Murray, because Murray was like a stickler for drawing from the figure, and Al was a stickler for thinking. And I did sculpture there, and I did printmaking with Murray Zimilis, of course, but I was more of a painting person and a drawing person. And it's Murray, even though he was the printmaking person, got me into doing pastels, and I never stopped. I switched from oil paint. Pastels was much more immediate for me. Of course, after school I was working. I was an art director for 25 years. Now I'm an art educator, and I'm having a great time.
I was always an artist, so for me, Silvermine was a continuation rather than like a start. It's good to see a lot of people. Someone mentioned I remain the same, but everyone else has changed.
It's really nice, despite the art, to see everybody, because it's been a long time, and there was a lot of good times that went on during that time, and in a way that means more to me than whatever has gone on after.